Welcome to Vintage Car Quiz. Can you identify 20 vintage automobiles from a photo? If you can name the car before the multiple choice options appear, give yourself 3 points. If you can pick out the make and model after the multiple choice options appear, give yourself 1 point. Is this 70s? A. 1973 Lamborghini Countach. B. 1972 Lotus Esprit. C. 1974 Ferrari 308 GTB. And D. 1970 Porsche 928. The correct answer is B. 1972 Lotus Esprit. Is this 70s? A. 1975 Jaguar E-Type Series 3. B. 1972 Chevrolet Corvette. C. 1971 Aston Martin DB5. And D. 1970 Mercedes-Benz 300 SL. The correct answer is A. 1975 Jaguar E-Type Series 3. Are we looking at A. 1970 Ford Capri, B. 1971 Jaguar XJS, C. 1972 Austin Healey 3000, and D. 1973 MG BG TV8? The correct answer is D. 1973 MG BG TV8. Is this classic? A. 1971 De Tomaso Pantera. B. 1972 Maserati Indy. C. 1977 Aston Martin Vate Vantage. And D. 1973 Chevrolet Corvette C3. The correct answer is C. 1977 Aston Martin V8 Vantage. Is this classic? A. 1970 Triumph Stag. B. 1971 Mercedes-Benz SL. C. 1972 Alfa Romeo Montreal. And D. 1973 Saab 99 Turbo. The correct answer is A. 1970 Triumph Stag. Is this classic auto? A. 1970 Bentley T-Series. B. 1974 Maserati Quattroporte. C. 1972 Rolls-Royce Silver. And D. 1973 Cadillac Fleetwood. The correct answer is A. 1970 Bentley T-Series. Do you think this is A. 1973 Ford Escort RS 2000, B. 1971 Vauxhall Viva GT, C. 1974 Mini Cooper S, and D. 1973 Hillman Avenger Tiger? The correct answer is D. 1973 Hillman Avenger Tiger.
Is this one
A. 1972 Ford Mustang Fastback, B. 1976 Jensen Interceptor, C. 1970 Maserati Ghibli, and D. 1973 Lamborghini Espada? The correct answer is B. 1976 Jensen Interceptor. Pick from A. 1972 Ford Granada MK1, B. 1973 Mercedes-Benz W114, C. 1975 Rover P6 3500, and D. 1974 Alfa Romeo Alfetta. The correct answer is C. 1975 Rover P63500. What's your best guess for this one? A. 1977 Rover P6, B. 1976 Opel Record D, C. 1975 Hillman Hunter, and D. 1974 Datsun 180B. The correct answer is A. 1977 Rover P6. This is old classic car? 94% of people couldn't guess this car. A. 1951 Tucker 48, B. 1952 Citroën DS, C. 1953 Cadillac Eldorado, and D. 1950 Morgan Plus 4. The correct answer is D. 1950 Morgan Plus 4. Which of these do you think this is? A. 1972 Daimler 8250, B. 1973 Alvis TD21 convertible, C. 1971 Bentley S1 drophead, and D. 1975 Bristol 403. The correct answer is B. 1973 Alvis TD21 convertible. What's your best guess for this one? A. 1970 Reliant Scimitar GTE. B. 1972 Volvo P1800S. C. 1971 TVR 3000M. And D. 1973 Triumph Stag. The correct answer is A. 1970 Reliant Scimitar GTE. What's your best guess for this one? A. 1970 Daimler Sovereign Series 2. B. 1971 Rolls-Royce Corniche. C. 1972 Jaguar XJ Coupe. And D. 1973 Bentley T2 Coupe. The correct answer is A. 1970 Daimler Sovereign Series 2. What's your best guess for this one? A. 1972 Triumph Dolomite. B. 1973 Hillman Hunter GLS. C. 1970 Vanden Plas 1500. And D. 1973 Morris Marina. The correct answer is C. 1970 Vanden Plas 1500. What's your best guess for this one? A. 1971 Ford Cortina Mark III. B. 1973 Morris Marina. C. 1970 Austin Maxi. And D. 1974 Hillman Hunter. The correct answer is D. 1974 Hillman Hunter. Is this car? A. 1971 Hillman Avenger. B. 1972 Austin Allegro. C. 1970 Austin Maxi. And D. 1973 Vauxhall Viva HC. The correct answer is C. 1970 Austin Maxi. Is this classic? A. 1971 Triumph 1300. B. 1972 Vanden Plas Princess. C. 1969 Riley Kestrel. And D. 1973 Wolseley 1300. The correct answer is D. 1973 Wolseley 1300. Is this classic? A 1974 Lotus Elite Type 75. B. 1971 Aston Martin Lagonda. C. 1973 Jaguar XJS. And D. 1972 TVR 3000M. The correct answer is A. 1974 Lotus Elite Type 75. Is this car? A 1975 Triumph TR7. B. 1974 Ford Capri Mark III. C. 1973 Porsche 924. And D. 1972 Alfa Romeo Alfetta. The correct answer is A. 1972 Alfa Romeo Alfetta. This is classic? A 1953 Plymouth Fury. B. 1955 Ford Thunderbird. C. 1952 Buick Electra 225. And D. 1954 Packard Panther. The correct answer is D. 1954 Packard Panther. This is classic car. A 1952 Chrysler 300F. B. 1951 Buick LeSabre. C. 1953 Imperial Crown. And D. 1954 Cadillac Eldorado. The correct answer is B. 1951 Buick LeSabre. This is classic car. A 1952 Chevrolet Bel Air V8. B. 1953 Chrysler 300. C. 1954 DeSoto Adventurer II. And D. 1951 Ford Fairlane. The correct answer is C. 1954 DeSoto Adventurer II. This is classic car. A. 1957 Ford Thunderbird. B. 1956 Chevrolet Impala. C. 1955 Lincoln Futura. And D. 1954 Pontiac GTO. The correct answer is C. 1955 Lincoln Futura. This is classic car. A. 1955 Chevrolet Biscayne. B. 1956 Plymouth Satellite. C. 1957 Dodge Coronet. And D. 1954 Buick Skylark. The correct answer is A. 1955 Chevrolet Biscayne. What's your best guess for this one? A. 1952 Oldsmobile 88 Rocket. B. 1951 Hudson Hornet. C. 1953 Buick Skylark. And D. 1952 Lincoln Capri. The correct answer is C. 1953 Buick Skylark. Is this vintage auto? A. 1954 Die Valkyrie. B. 1953 Kaiser Darren. C. 1952 Packard Caribbean. And D. 1955 DeSoto Fireflight. The correct answer is A. 1954 Die Valkyrie. Is this vehicle? A. 1954 Lincoln Premier. B. 1953 Dodge La Femme. C. 1953 Dodge La Femme. And D. 1956 Continental Mark II. The correct answer is D. 1956 Continental Mark II. Which of these do you think this? A. 1956 Rambler Rebel. B. 1957 Cadillac Eldorado. C. 1955 DeSoto Adventurer. And D. 1958 Edsel Pacer. The correct answer is B. 1957 Cadillac Eldorado. Do you think this auto is A. 1954 Hudson Italia, B. 1956 Lincoln Premier, C. 1953 Chrysler 300F, and D. 1955 Pontiac Ventura? The correct answer is A. 1954 Hudson Italia. do you think this car is? A. 1953 Chevrolet Biscayne. B. 1955 Mercury Marauder. C. 1964 Dodge Polara 500. And D. 1954 Oldsmobile F88. The correct answer is D. 1954 Oldsmobile F88. Is this vintage auto? A. 1956 Packard Caribbean. B. 1955 Chevrolet Nova SS. C. 1953 AMC Marlin. And D. 1954 Plymouth GTX 440. The correct answer is A. 1956 Packard Caribbean. Is this vehicle? A. 1955 Mercury Cougar XR7. B. 1956 Oldsmobile 442 Hearst. C. 1954 Kaiser Darren. And D. 1953 Ford Torino Talladega. The correct answer is C. 1954 Kaiser Darren. Which of these do you think this? A. 1957 Dual Ghia Convertible. B. 1951 Hudson Hornet. C. 1952 Lincoln Capri. And D. 1953 Buick Skylark. The correct answer is A. 1957 Dual Ghia Convertible. Do you think this auto is A. 1954 Packard Caribbean. B. 1953 Nash Healey Le Mans Coupe. C. 1955 DeSoto Fireflight. And D. 1955 Ford Thunderbird. The correct answer is B. 1953 Nash Healey Le Mans Coupe. What's your best guess for this one? A. 1950 Chevrolet Deluxe Coupe. B. 1951 Nash Healey Roadster. C. 1952 Willys Aero Ace. And D. 1950 GM LeSabre concept car. The correct answer is D. 1950 General Motors LeSabre concept car. Is this vintage auto? A. 1953 Dodge Coronet Red Ram. B. 1954 Nash Metropolitan. C. 1956 Lincoln Continental Mark II. And D. 1952 Willys Bermuda. The correct answer is C. 1956 Lincoln Continental Mark II. Is this vehicle A. 1959 Cadillac Cyclone Concept, B. 1958 Chevrolet Nomad, C. 1957 Packard Clipper Custom, and D. 1956 Plymouth Fury? The correct answer is A. 1959 Cadillac Cyclone Concept. Which of these do you think this? A. 1954 Ford Ranchero, B. 1955 Pontiac Starchief, C. 1952 Dodge Custom Royal Lancer, and D. 1953 Chevrolet Corvette. The correct answer is D. 1953 Chevrolet Corvette. You think this auto is A. 1960 Imperial Crown Southampton, B. 1958 Edsel Citation, C. 1962 Ford Falcon Sprint, and D. 1963 Buick Wildcat? The correct answer is B. 1958 Edsel Citation. Do you think this auto is A. 1971 Triumph Stag, B. 1970 Ford Cortina 1600E, C. 1973 Jaguar E-Type Series 3, C. 1973 Jaguar E-Type Series 3? The correct answer is B. 1970 Ford Cortina 1600E. What's your best guess for this one? A. 1959 Bristol 406 Zagato, B. 1960 Vauxhall Cresta PA, C. 1961 Jaguar E-Type Series 1, and D. 1962 Daimler SP250. The correct answer is A. 1959 Bristol 406 Zagato. Is this vintage auto? A. 1961 Alvis TD21. B. 1962 Triumph Herald 1200. C. 1959 Peerless GT. And D. 1963 Lotus Elan. The correct answer is C. 1959 Peerless GT. Is this vehicle? A. 1962 Alvis TD21 Series 2. B. 1963 Aston Martin DB5. C. 1964 Sunbeam Tiger. And D. 1960 Rover P6 2000. The correct answer is A. 1962 Alvis TD21 Series 2. Which of these do you think this? A. 1967 Ford Cortina Lotus. B. 1968 Bonda Keep GT4S. C. 1966 Gordon Keeble GK1. And D. 1969 Triumph 2000. The correct answer is B. 1968 Bonda Keep GT4S. Do you think this auto is A. 1964 Sunbeam Tiger. B. 1965 Hillman Imp. C. 1966 Bristol 410. And D. 1963 Marcos GT. The correct answer is A. 1964 Sunbeam Tiger. Do you think this car is A. 1966 Reliant Scimitar GT. B. 1965 Vauxhall Victor FD. C. 1964 Jaguar 420G. And D. 1963 Humber Scepter MK1. The correct answer is D. 1963 Humber Scepter MK1. What's your best guess for this one? A. 1967 TVR Tuscan V8. B. 1965 AC Frua 428 Fastback. C. 1968 Aston Martin DBS. And D. 1968 Ford Escort Twin Cam. The correct answer is B. 1965 AC Frua 428 Fastback. Is this vintage auto? A. 1961 Aston Martin DB2. B. 1963 Jaguar Mark V. C. 1962 Triumph Vitesse 6. And D. 1964 Bentley Mark VI. The correct answer is C. 1962 Triumph Vitesse 6. Is this vehicle? A. 1966 Jensen CV8 MK3. B. 1965 Lotus Esprit S1. C. 1962 Vauxhall Chevette. And D. 1963 TVR Timar Turbo. The correct answer is A. 1966 Jensen CV8 MK3. Do you think this auto is A. 1968 Marcos Mantis. B. 1967 TVR 2500M. C. 1966 Jensen Healey. And D. 1969 Bond to Keep GT4S. The correct answer is D. 1969 Bondi Keep GT4S. Do you think this car is A. 1964 Jaguar XJ12 Coupe. B. 1965 Gilburn Invader. C. 1963 TVR Grantura Mark III. And D. 1966 Lotus Elite Type 75. The correct answer is C. 1963 TVR Grantura Mark III. What's your best guess for this one? A. 1972 Gilburn Invader. B. 1976 Reliant Kitten. C. 1977 AC 3000 ME. And D. 1979 Panther Lima. The correct answer is A. 1972 Gilburn Invader. Is this vintage auto? A. 1964 Bristol 411. B. 1966 Rover P6350S. C. 1965 Reliant Scimitar GT. And D. 1963 Daimler Sovereign Coupe. The correct answer is C. 1965 Reliant Scimitar GT. Is this vehicle A. 1966 Bentley T2, B. 1964 Jaguar XJS V12, C. 1965 Bristol 603, and D. 1963 Turner Sports Mark? The correct answer is D. 1963 Turner Sports Mark. What's your best guess for this one? A. 1958 Elva Courier, B. 1957 Mini 1275 GT, C. 1956 Leyland Princess, and D. 1955 Volkswagen Type. The correct answer is A. 1958 Elva Courier. Is this vintage auto? A. 1969 Ferrari 250mm, B. 1969 Marcos GT V6, C. 1967 Chevrolet Corvette, and D. 1968 Citroën DS. The correct answer is B. 1969 Marcos GT V6. Is this vehicle A. 1960 Sabra Sport, B. 1961 Alfa Romeo, C. 1962 Subaru 360, D. 1963 Austin 7? The correct answer is A. 1960 Sabra Sport. Which of these do you think this? A. 1960 Ford Falcon, B. 1962 Renault 4, C. 1961 Jetta G4, and D. 1963 Porsche 911. The correct answer is C. 1961 Jetta G4. Do you think this auto is A. 1971 Trident Clipper, B. 1970 Toyota 2000 GT, C. 1973 Mazda Cosmo, and D. 1972 Datsun 240Z? The correct answer is A. 1971 Trident Clipper. What's your best guess for this one? A. 1971 Ford Falcon. B. 1970 Ford Mustang Boss. C. 1972 Renault 4. And D. 1973 Toyota 2000 GT. The correct answer is B. 1970 Ford Mustang Boss. Is this vintage auto? A. 1969 Chevrolet Camaro. B. 1970 Dodge Challenger RT. C. 1970 Plymouth Superbird. And D. 1970 Chevrolet Chevelle SS. The correct answer is A. 1969 Chevrolet Camaro. Is this vehicle? A. 1971 Pontiac GTO Judge. C. 1973 Chevrolet Camaro. B. 1972 AMC Javelin AMX. And D. 1970 Plymouth Barracuda. The correct answer is D. 1970 Plymouth Barracuda. Which of these do you think this? A. 1972 Oldsmobile 442. B. 1970 Pontiac GTO Judge. C. 1971 Ford Torino. And D. 1970 Cadillac Eldorado. The correct answer is B. 1970 Pontiac GTO Judge. A. 1970 Dodge Charger RT. B. 1971 Lincoln Continental. C. 1972 Chrysler Imperial. And D. 1973 Buick Riviera. The correct answer is A. 1970 Dodge Charger RT. Do you think this auto is A. 1971 Chrysler New Yorker, B. 1968 Chevrolet Caprice, C. 1969 Mercury Cougar Eliminator, and D. 1970 Cadillac Fleetwood? The correct answer is C. 1969 Mercury Cougar Eliminator. Do you think this car is A. 1973 Cadillac Seville, B. 1971 Lincoln Town Car, C. 1972 Chevrolet K5 Blazer, and D. 1970 Buick GSX Stage 1? The correct answer is D. 1970 Buick GSX Stage 1. What's your best guess for this one? A. 1971 Ford Bronco, B. 1970 Chevrolet Chevelle SS, C. 1969 Jeep Wagoneer, and D. 1972 Dodge D100 Adventurer. The correct answer is B. 1970 Chevrolet Chevelle SS. Is this vintage auto? A. 1970 Chevrolet C10 Cheyenne, B. 1971 Ford F-150, C. 1969 AMC Javelin AMX, D. 1968 International Scout. The correct answer is C. 1969 AMC Javelin AMX. Is this vehicle A. 1970 GMC Jimmy, B. 1971 Dodge Ram Charger, C. 1969 Jeep Cherokee Chief, and D. 1971 Oldsmobile 442 W30? The correct answer is D. 1971 Oldsmobile 442 W30. Do you think this car is A. 1971 AMC Rebel Machine, B. 1968 Dart GTS Hardtop 440, C. 1970 Pontiac Firebird, and D. 1969 De Tomaso Pantera? The correct answer is B. 1968 Dart GTS Hardtop 440. What's your best guess for this one? A. 1969 Mercury Cyclone Spoiler 2, B. 1970 Chevrolet Corvette, C. 1971 Bricklin SV1, and D. 1968 Chevrolet Monza? The correct answer is A. 1969 Mercury Cyclone Spoiler 2. Is this vintage auto? A. 1971 AMC Pacer. B. 1973 Ford Pinto Cruising. C. 1972 Dodge Magnum. And D. 1970 AMC Rebel Machine. The correct answer is D. 1970 AMC Rebel Machine. Is this vehicle? A. 1971 Ford Maverick. B. 1970 Chevrolet Nova SS 350. C. 1972 Chevrolet Vega. D. 1969 Mercury Cougar XR7. The correct answer is B. 1970 Chevrolet Nova SS 350. Which of these do you think this? A. 1971 Plymouth Duster. B. 1970 Dodge Dart Sport 360. C. 1970 Dodge Challenger TA. And D. 1969 AMC Gremlin X. The correct answer is C. 1970 Dodge Challenger TA. Do you think this auto is A. 1971 Plymouth Volare. B. 1970 Plymouth Roadrunner. C. 1970 Ford LTD2. And D. 1969 Chevrolet Nova SS. The correct answer is B. 1970 Plymouth Roadrunner. What's your best guess for this one? A. 1970 Pontiac Firebird. B. 1969 Oldsmobile Hearst. C. 1970 Dodge Demon 340. And D. 1970 Chevrolet Monte Carlo. The correct answer is A. 1970 Pontiac Firebird. Is this vintage auto? A. 1973 Ford Gran Torino. B. 1972 Plymouth Roadrunner. C. 1974 Buick Century GS Stage 1. And D. 1971 Ford Torino Cobra 429. The correct answer is D. 1971 Ford Torino Cobra 429. is this vehicle? A. 1973 GMC Sprint SP. B. 1964 Ford Fairlane Thunderbolt. C. 1974 Dodge Power Wagon. And D. 1971 Chevrolet Suburban. The correct answer is B. 1964 Ford Fairlane Thunderbolt. Which of these do you think this? A. 1974 Jeep CJ5 Renegade. B. 1973 Dodge Tradesman. C. 1974 Plymouth GTX 440. And D. 1972 Ford Econoline van. The correct answer is C. 1974 Plymouth GTX 440.